Trapmore Gang, very sad news coming out of Chicago. An infamous member, some people are even saying founder of the street gang 051 Young Money has lost their life. And there's a whole debate going on right now over exactly who might have been responsible. Since the murder of THF Bayzoo from the crew THF, the Trigger Happy family, a lot of people have been saying that that crew have been trying to kill anyone that might have had something to do with the situation. And they've been in a decades-long beef with the crew 051 Young Money. But there's now some evidence circulating that makes some people believe that maybe the reason for this murder might have actually been an internal feud going on inside 051 Young Money. Now, in this video, I'm going to break down everything related to this situation, all of the reaction, all of the THF members that are now celebrating the death of this 051 Young Money founder, as well as some of the theories and footage that's going around that might make working out who actually did this a little bit more complicated. And yes, before you get to it, we're going to be looking at a whole bunch of threads on Reddit. Chiracology is absolutely on fire right now, and people are going crazy. There's hundreds of comments on dozens of threads. Everybody is putting forward these theories. I'm not saying that everything in this video is facts, but what I am going to do is present you guys with all of the information around this murder as it's happened. Okay, this news has surfaced 10 hours ago. They're saying one of the 051 founders got killed last night. This says RIP to Rilla 051 Young Money, who was shot and killed last night. Condolences to his family. Now, if you're familiar with this channel and my other channel, Trap Law Ross, my main channel, you'll know, okay, that I did a whole damn near 3-hour documentary about THF, the Trigger Happy family. They're in a number of beefs with different gangs in Chicago, but one of the most vicious beefs that they're in is 051 Young Money. Now, if you've been following this channel for a few months, you'll know probably the most infamous THF member of all, THF Bayzoo, was killed a few months back, and there's been rumors that they're going to kill 20 people in revenge for his one murder. And I'm going to show you, a lot of people are saying that maybe this is now the second person to lose their life as a result of what happened to Bayzoo. The other person being, of course, 051 Woo, who actually lost his life just 14 days ago. So people are basically saying 051 Woo and 051 Rilla, they only died 14 days apart. And this is pretty crazy that this is happening so quickly, and that, you know, the authorities are not able to fully get a grasp of what's going on. Clearly, the streets of Chicago are actually out of control at the moment, okay? This says, damn, 051 really ended off 2025 losing Woo, and now they just lost Rilla, one of the 051 founders, okay? People saying, sheesh, 17 more to go, just like Buddy said. They're saying 051 should have never killed Zoo. Some people are saying all of this because of some watches, but people are saying it's two different situations. They're saying, damn, so that's exactly 2 weeks. People are saying this is 2012 type timing. It's really popping off in Chicago drill like it's the 2012 era when, you know, we were first finding out about some of these beefs for the first time. It's really, really messed up. People saying, I see everybody saying 17 more to go like this is a game. Imagine going to 2 funerals and within a month and possibly more than that, this shit is real pain. Said they haven't even had Woo's funeral yet. It says that's crazy. They only just had his balloon release a few days ago. I'm not even sure if they had the funeral yet. People saying if I'm 051, I'm snitching to the feds. They're saying you're going to get your whole family caught up. The best thing to do is just stay out of it. People saying no gang has been this active since like 2018. Now, that talk of 17 more people to go, basically there's been rumors, okay, that maybe there's another person that passed away as a result of this. Now, I haven't necessarily got the information on that person, but basically this is TT Breezart, you know, basically saying on his page 17 more to go with a, you know, with a magic wand emoji, which I guess is making people disappear is what they're trying to say. But it says people are saying they're claiming this is THF space, saying damn, I just put the wood of the last dude out. F it, we're going to roll it up again. That's a reference to Woo getting killed recently. THF GBaby posting 20 for... sorry, this is the THF GBaby song, 20 for 1. And this is, you know, people from 446. THF has got 44, THF's got 46 and 49. There's THF GBaby saying, as thugs, we wild up in these streets and we live and die by the gun. He's saying 20 for 1. All right, and he posting that song. Obviously, that song is all about the promises that were made. Basically, after THF Bayzoo died, they said they were going to get 20 people in return. This is OTF Twin posting Bayzoo, and the song 20 for 1. Everybody's posting that, okay? It seems obvious what everybody's saying, what's going on. Everybody is basically saying this is THF claiming it. People saying, ain't nobody going to say nothing. They're posting pictures of him, the victim. People saying, long live Big Boss Zoo, Free Boogie. This is THF Ma'am. Just all anybody that's got anything to do with THF, basically saying, "Wop, I'll never forget my dude." That's obviously Zoo Wop Bayzoo. I miss you. Hope you're able to rest peacefully. And just everybody's posting saying, "No emotions from the king." That's a picture of Bayzoo again. Just anybody that's got anything to do with THF playing. This is that song Scoom that was obviously a diss towards Lil Scoom, who also had some issues with THF. THF Lil Law posting Wartime saying, damn, he got shot, with a link. Another picture of Bayzoo. People saying, I'm the zookeeper. People saying, you going out sad. They're dissing 051. It's pretty savage. People saying they're going crazy for Zoo. It says for Zoo, they come in like an MF. Now, that's a reference to Zoo's song. He said the song, he said, for grandson, Zoo will come, blam something. That got shortened to, for grandson, Zoo will come, and that's become a whole meme, all right? And I'm not trying to make light of what's going on. They're saying they're getting on your ass, man. They're saying Young Money need Big Fella or Aero to come home real bad. He gets out next year. Kiddo and Pre ain't coming back anytime soon, and Rose probably ain't beating that case. They're saying 17 pending, die why. Saying THF doing what O-Block should have did for King Von. They're saying Zoo got killed in Chicago, though it's different. Way easier to go and smoke some dudes 10 minutes away than in a whole other state. They're saying they did it for T-Roy, but yeah, out of town and a few blocks are a major factor. They're saying they couldn't go crazy for Von like they wanted to, but they most definitely showed you they get wild for T-Roy. Okay, but some people are saying Kaimi on Backdoor Rilla. Okay, so this whole 17 more to go thing, I want to know who that third person is. Am I being dumb? Have I forgotten who this third person is? People saying if TTE are joining THF on the hits, this year's going to be nasty for 051. People saying, wait, are TTE really assist him? Now, TTE threats to everybody. They got connections to, Lil Durk and his crew. Obviously, Bayzoo and THF were tapped in with Lil Durk and OTF, and, TTE, sort of that's this younger generation a lot of people have been pointing out. And this is that meme. They're saying, for Zoo, THF will come. Elite reference, right? Driller needs to change his song from Last Lap to Last Song, right? They heavy dissing. They're saying 051 better get to their defense, right? And they're saying the sad part is 20 people will actually die eventually, but they're saying it's going to happen regardless. They're saying they're going to wipe out 051. They're saying, is it even 17 051 dudes currently free to kill? They're saying they might not even have 17 people to kill. It says THF are going on a 20 Rico murder arrest indictment. Would be crazy if they actually finish off 051 Young Money. They definitely leave an 051 Driller for last. They're saying he'll be the final boss. Now, I'm not trying to make light of this. These guys are talking about this like it's a game, okay? But it ain't no game, all right? People saying Academic should reactivate the war in Chirac. People saying he doesn't need that because he's got Chiracology. You got Trap More Ross, okay? Don't worry about it. It's all good. They're saying, is it damn near confirmed that 51st got Zoo? 051 better come back like 2014, 2016 days. They're saying Woo, Rilla, and the Shorty G. So this is some more of the comments on the original post about one of 051 founders getting killed last night. And here you got somebody saying, damn, so they really about to go 20 for 1? And this says, Tim, Lil Bill homie, had just got killed too. Now, honestly, I can't find anything about this person on Chiracology. Like, I'm looking up Tim and I'm looking up stuff in like recent posts. This isn't someone that I'm aware of. So if somebody knows anything about this third person that apparently lost their life, let me know, but I'm going to keep looking into that. People saying them boys is really on that about Bayzoo. They're saying Zoo at that age wasn't hopping in no cars. The only reason he came back to the media was the Lil Zay stuff. But clearly, he had the young'uns under him that were very serious about what's going on. They're saying 051 and getting the belt. Somebody said THF were going to be on a run like O-Block for T-Roy. And this was the classic post after T-Roy died. This is literally the day T-Roy died. Buka 600 saying, you don't know the half of what's finna transpire. And it damn near close to a dozen people I know about got killed in that Get Back campaign that that came after T-Roy's death. They're saying 051 need to stay inside for the whole year. It's hot outside. They're saying the police got to be tired. Okay? They're saying all the high-ranking members are getting killed. Saying it's over with if they get Driller. They're saying 051 Driller will be their biggest score. Definitely, it's probably one of the biggest names in this. Probably one of their biggest names as far as the music, but not necessarily in the streets. But they're saying THF and the handlers are really, really getting busy for Bayzoo. Now, there's more reaction about this, but I'm going to get to some more of the responses that are coming in a minute. Okay, this came out, RIP Rilla from 051 Young Money, who was shot and killed last night. And this is a post by somebody that seemed to know him. He said, this is my little cousin, more like a nephew. I was there when he was born. I remember his first words. He couldn't say my name properly as a 2-year-old, so he called me Popo. I would carry this little dude around in my arms through the hood in VC. I kept him fresh. His mother is Von. Many of you know. Randy is his name. He survived being shot up in January 2024. I prayed over him. I prayed for him and even petitioned for him to leave Chicago. I would yell and ridicule him through the phone. He would say, okay, cuz, you right, cuz, but last night I'm hearing he was murdered on the south side. Lord knows I've not missed a day over the last 100 days praying for him and the rest of the family. I'm sending condolences to my loved ones this morning while I'm in California. And my aunt, Yvonne Curtis Lindsay, which is his grandmother, I'll call you. I saw you had a missed call from you while I was asleep. His cousins, his mother Lavon, Aisha, Jabari. We have a very small family, so I'm asking all my prayer warriors to keep them lifted high in your intercessions with God this Sunday. Rest well, Randy Curtis, my bloodline. So prayers up to the family, man. People saying the caption is super sad. You know, everybody that got has a family. It comes with the life. It do be sad, though. After a while, people are just numb to it. They're saying it's going up. All right, people need to keep their guns. They got to be careful. People saying who's getting them hit? Is it THF? After what happened with THF Bayzoo, they're saying that that's the most likely person to have been responsibility. Now, what's interesting, okay, is another THF member is, what's interesting is another 051 member that is pretty well known is now being brought into the mix. And some people are saying that maybe it wasn't THF who were responsible, but it could have actually been 051. So what's interesting, right? People are saying throwback to when 051 Kymion was trolling 63rd for taking losses back-to-back, talking about FBG Cash. He said them dudes can't catch a break. And they're saying, now look, 051's going through the same thing. But ironically, people are thinking Kymion might have something to do with what's going on, right? It says, never picked sides or had favorites in this stuff for whatever reasons. Kimmy has always bothered the F out me, constantly yapping and dissing, looking like an Easter Island rock. I hope he has a long, prosperous life, but I don't like his face and his personality. I wish he would shut up. People are hating, right? People saying the karma is real. They're posting him. They're saying Kymion going to need a lot of hugs this year. He's been going through it. But here's the thing, all right? And they're saying there's been a whole lot of losses this decade. He missed out the most important member, Melly. But yeah, I guess that's not technically in the 2020s. But basically, this footage is going around, okay? And I see this going up on the timeline. I see Remo posted it on Instagram. I don't know if he was the first to post it. I think he might have been the first, but I have actually seen some information going around that seemed to suggest this happened. This had, or like, there was information about this incident going around, but the footage had only just came out today. And so 051 Rilla was basically pressing 051 Kymion with a strap. Apparently, they had a big exchange in, I don't know if this is in one of the buildings in their blocks or is someone's private home or if this is on, I don't know exactly where this is. But apparently, okay, Rilla, before getting killed, was pressing 051 Kymion and putting pressure to him. Now, it does make you think, a lot of narratives that are going around now is that it could have been some kind of backdoor. Maybe Kymion didn't like the way that he'd been treated by Rilla and Rilla ends up losing his life. Maybe it was some kind of in-house feud. But as you're going to see, it was very disrespectful and you're going to hear it too.
Don't get around, bro. Don't let me around. That's what you're pissing me off, bro. Yeah, I love you. Yeah. So don't get over my house. Next week, I'll shoot again, nigga. I got shot. I can't tell fuck with you, nigga. You not gonna play with me, nigga. Hey, you said motherfucker hate on that, though. What's all that shit you been saying, though? What's all that shit you been saying? Don't be crying, nigga. You talking about your mouth?
So it's not entirely clear, but it sounds like they're pressing him over something that he said, either, you know, behind someone's back or online. But he's saying, well, you hating? What was all of that stuff you were saying about, you know, don't get shy now? And they really confronted him.
So I had to tell who let me hang on that all that shit. Who was schooling them? They were going to let me read your ass, bro. On my son, they were going to let me read, bro. Keep playing me, bro. You sitting like that going on there, it's going to be going. Stop playing me. You be running your mouth, though. You be running your mouth. You know talking,
so he's saying, what is it that I've done? What is it what I've said? Is they're saying you running your mouth, and as you can, well, you can't see. I'm going to blur it some more. But they basically holding a gun to him. They got a gun with an extended mag right there, and they basically pressuring him.
Stop playing, bro. Or I feel, bro. Watch your mouth, bro. You playing, I hurt your ass, bro. Y'all keep telling me talk crazy. I hurt your. I went up to the kids here, bro. Or I feel,
so they're saying, stop playing with me. They're going back and forth. It's a little bit hard to understand what's going on, right? But people are saying that's why he hasn't posted anything about Rilla and just posted 757 fresh instead. So they're saying that he might have backdoored him because of being because he felt disrespected about this incident. People are saying he backdoored him. And dudes say they don't got big homies. I don't know. I don't care how tough a MF tries to look on the net. Everyone got big homies in every hood who check stuff just like this. Saying they turned Kymion into a humble Harry. Well, not anymore. They're saying the big homies always get knocked off. They forget who's leading the wolves. They're saying another example of notice how the tough guys always end up dead. Pulling a gun on your mans is nasty work. You got to live with anything that comes after that. All right. They're saying death sometimes, leather has to be applied. They're saying you can in the beginning hear Rilla say, I almost got shot 10 times, play with you. Seems like they got a problem with Kymion talking shit. They're saying he got shot 10 times last year and almost died. And they're saying it's when he got in a shootout with 757. So 757 got 051 popped. Damn. And people are saying that Rilla got in a shootout with 757. I don't know if it was just Goon, but yeah, they're basically saying there's been comments. People are sort of, you know, and this is TTE again, giving their opinion. You know what I'm saying? TTT breeze art. You got Mimo laughing as well. So everyone's kind of having their piece in this. They're saying they little boyed him. All right. Dislike the reverse of Driller posting Zoo, talking crazy about the THF members that passed. Now the shoe's on the other foot. And they're exposing 051 Young Money are looking backdoor now. So this has been going around, and there's been a few different places that have been posting this, all right? And a lot of people have been saying, yo, this actually kind of changes the narrative. Maybe it isn't THF giving the belt and getting their 20 for 1 or whatever. People saying Kymion got treated like a straight hoe after watching this. I no longer think Rilla got killed by THF. Maybe a backdoor. That explains why Kymion hasn't showed any emotion towards Rilla's death. People saying, I wouldn't show any emotion for a dude that just pulled a gun on me. I'll give a dude a key to the back door. And people saying that's bogus. You should have did it yourself. People saying this is like the Avery and Munna situation. These dudes be trying to act like the younger dudes are hoes. Ain't nobody going for real, especially when you're trying to embarrass them. If they're real life founders, you're supposed to teach and lead, not embarrass your little homie. People saying I think some of these older founders basically look at the younger members as fake members too because they're new or they didn't put in the work. And then that's what happens when your big homie is in his mid to late 20s, early 30s. They still got a power trip. Yeah, basically, you get the gist. People saying you're going to create a whole fan fiction. They're saying, yeah, they probably backdoored him. Kymion always crying. Saying Remo and Chicago hits and Wave posted it on their page for everybody asking. This has been on a few pages. Chirac Humor posted it as well. So it has been going around a whole bunch of places. But what I'm going to tell you in a minute is that this actually was rumored to have been going around already. Okay, so this is the same clip. It's been posted everywhere. There's dozens of comments. People saying Kymion probably dropped Bro's location, but they could be wrong. Saying family member leaked that to possibly try and expose that 051 killed him or blackdoored him. People saying I got shot 10 times. F him with you. Damn, I would have been cut that dude off. What the F? Said they were shooting it out for real. They're saying this is the 051 Civil War. So a lot of people think that's what's going on. They're saying 051 made an executive decision on Rilla. 051 probably did give his location away. Saying dudes will never side with Kymion over Rilla. But people are saying you don't know. No wonder nobody from 051 ain't saying nothing. So that's what's going on. Now, word about this happening was already going around in comment sections for quite some time, and the throwback comments have now resurfaced on Chiracology. So people saying, dang, bro knew this all along. So this was a comment from a while ago on a post that Kymion posted. Basically, he posted Free Fresh, all right? And then, like, the comments underneath it, that's where it was mentioned that this thing happened. So it says, nah, Rilla smacked Kymion up and took his gun and money for D-riding before and doing internet stuff. People saying, how you know? He says, because I'm really outside. He was into it with his own block. They chose 757 Goon over him. Rilla popped Goon up. And they're saying, you know something? Rilla and Goon used to be clearing moves together. They're saying, lol, I told you, somebody just posted the video. So this was a while ago. People were already saying that this is what was going on behind the scenes. So it ain't necessarily... It's new to anybody that's new to this situation, but people in the know and connected to this be knowing, okay? Because I'm still going to ask every time because dudes do be making stuff up, but it wasn't cap, no BS, right? They said it's like when Russia said Fabe killed J-Dog and dudes went off on him. Turned out that's what allegedly happened. People are saying, what happened to 757 Goon? That's why he's not around. Saying, so Rilla got backdoored, but again, why would the opposition say 17 more to go? Saying we don't know for sure if he got backdoored, but not since that video came out. It's just speculation. People saying, honestly, I think at this point, anyone who drops from 051 side THF is going to claim. 20 bodies is a lot to cover when 051 moves pretty military as it is. Any one of them drop and they'll be adding them to the list, in my opinion. Not that THF doesn't spank ass, but to reach a 20 count, they'll need some help, meaning maybe claim stuff like this to get the count higher. It's actually crazy to think about it. That's how they are claiming. People saying, bro, I'm telling y'all, THF could have still did it just with the assist of somebody Rilla trusted, dropped his low. They're saying THF had nothing to do with it, stopped D-riding. And basically, it has just been non-stop dissing from THF members. So THF members are claiming it. Meanwhile, this footage is going around and people are thinking, well, the alternative narrative could be true. So this is THF Billa saying that THF are actually not claiming everything. So this is kind of basically People saying that he's trying to do damage control. He either doesn't know what's going on or he did get backdoored. He's saying he knows what's going on. He's basically telling the internet to shut the hell up before his whole hood gets in a jam. So I'll read you this. We'll zoom in a little bit closer. It says, I'm just trolling because that's what they did to me when I was grieving. I don't care if they goldfish died. I'm going to post a goldfish with a batter in hot grease and say long live WAP. That doesn't mean 4-6 or THF are claiming nothing. I don't play this game. I just watch from the bench. I don't know what's going on or what happened, but yeah, F him. Ain't nobody claiming nothing. Y'all are crazy. Hashtag free Dirk. All the speculation for nothing. Y'all go make up anything. Go report on the war that's going on over oil. That's way more interesting and viral than exploiting your people for clicks. That war media doing way more numbers than posting videos about what you think happened to another person who dead. But yeah, for sure, F him one more time because I had to write all of that rolling up Rilla. Now, I'm not going to lie, I've been posting about the war, and I'll just say people are probably still a little bit more interested in the war in Chirac than the war in Venezuela, Middle East, Iran, all of that stuff. But still, we are going to keep providing you content from all of the skirmishes all around the world, from Chicago to from Chirac to Iraq, all right? But basically, people are denying it. Okay, this is another one going around from Billa saying it ain't funny no more, is it? Same shit, make you laugh, make you cry. Everybody know them Avengers coming. Hashtag Pootie Tang time. I got to do it one more time for WAP. Last lap response on the way. All right, so they're saying he kind of contradicted himself, but lots of people are saying looking more and more likely like Rilla got backdoored, shot in the back multiple times. That video of him pressing 4K Trey Kymion, allegedly shooting goons from 757, and saying, yeah, the fact that they only started posting 17 for 20 when the news broke for everybody is very telling, lol. But as usual, some D-riders still finding a way to cope, all right? They're saying they self-incriminated before the news broke when Wu and Mills got killed. So this is that other post from THF Billa's story. We just seen it in comment, but let's see what people actually thought of this comment where he basically is just saying that, you know, they're doing it for WAP. It ain't funny. They're not necessarily claiming it, but they're saying the same thing that make you laugh, make you cry. They were laughing at us grieving THF Bayzoo, and now you're all laughing. Now you're all crying, and we're laughing about you losing your founding member. They're saying Billa are about to go crazy with the disrespect. He said Pootie Tang's time. They're about to get that belt. If anyone remembers Pootie Tang, that was a classic movie back in the day. Pootie Tang. So damn, I forgot Billa was even in THF. That man music, some of the most disrespectful stuff on YouTube. Some people are saying he ain't in THF no more, but we ain't going to get into that. Now, interestingly, okay, there's some people saying, why ain't nobody saying nothing? Why ain't nobody from 051 saying nothing? Saying, ain't nobody going to say nothing? And people are saying that might be the backdoor thing. Saying he found a 2 right. No way Young Money going to let this slide. 2 big faces back to back. One of the founders. Okay, they're saying it's wartime. Man, it's wartime. Don't you see where Dirk at? They're basically saying, look, if you guys are really going to go that crazy about this, then you're going to end up like Lil Durk, basically, for kingpinning and masterminding all this stuff. But there's not really a famous rapper. I mean, THF Lil Law, probably the most famous rapper from THF right now, after Bayzoo passed away. And, you know, he definitely got a lot of potential. I like his music. I like I'm a Handler. But he not on Dirk level. He ain't throwing away the same opportunity that Dirk's throwing away. But I would hope that he is not too closely involved in what's going on in the streets. Now, there's even more posts going around. THF GBaby's posting clips and snippets, basically mocking the situation. We already saw a snippet of this earlier, but he going with the 20-for-1 angle, posting songs and basically just letting everybody know what it is, all right? They're saying he already dissing on Squid Ape, saying those boys are crashing out heavy. They didn't learn anything from OTF. 051 will get back. People saying 051's food out here right now, okay? But basically, GBaby's been posting prolifically, all right? And he's in Squid Ape's comments saying poof, that he got disappeared, okay? It's pretty bad. They're saying GBaby's one of my favorite Chicago rappers at the moment, but he got to stay on his P's and Q's. If they catch him, they're going to do him dirty and overly diss him. I hope he stays alive and free. Saying dudes are in the car plotting on THF as we speak. 4-6 better be on point. You know the Y going to be desperate. You know how it's about to go. They better lace up their sneaks. So people are basically saying, the THF guys need to look out. And there's more reaction from more THF members, regardless of who you think is responsible. They loving this, right? This is drama from THF 4-6 reacting to Rilla's death. It's a tribute to Bayzoo. I think we saw this earlier. Said, WAP, I'll never forget you, my dude. I miss you. I hope you can rest peacefully. And they're basically saying this is the response. And they don't really care about telling on themselves, all right? Just endless THF members taunting. He posting 051 dead ops, THF space 4-6 with F your homie, basically throwing the 051 lyrics back at them with a picture of their founder who got killed. People saying, well, of course it is, all right? Of course they're taunting. If you haven't seen Twitter or Rome dissing, you know what they're on. Obviously, we did actually get a glimpse of this earlier, but you've even got affiliates from OTF dissing, posting Bayzoo, says they're not even trying to hide it. Wow. They're saying he died recently, dudes are grieving. This doesn't mean they're claiming the work. But they're basically posting Bayzoo, right? They're basically posting it. THF Twiller posted the Key Glock song Let's Go, basically just a celebratory lyric, all right? And basically saying it's that on his account. He's currently locked up for an armed habitual. Saying Twiller the killer, he killed dudes. That's the THF GBaby lyric, all right? And people are basically saying this 20-1 is actually becoming a real thing, okay? They're saying that 20-1 slowly getting realer. 051 and THF have been warring for a decade, but the Zoo thing is too much. It's about to be chaotic. People, why is everybody saying 17 more to go if only 2 Ys got killed since Zoo died, or am I missing something? Says anybody we catch there as a dead man. Anybody that the THF kills counts. So imagine not having nothing to do with it. You just walk in to grab Dutches and them dudes running around catch you. And you happen to be the one they caught and get your ass lit up. You have to have bulletproof everything. They're saying that female that got killed the next day, GRE, they're saying that counts. Says they killed 757 BA's baby mom as well. She shouldn't count though. People saying she does count because she was lining dudes up. So there you go. If that's who it is, they're saying GRE, Fonzo 6700's girlfriend and 757 BA's baby mom got killed the next day. And people are saying, now people are saying it is. Now people are saying that is involved. Let's see. So this is GRE. They're saying that this is her getting shot and killed in Chicago. And this is some of the reporting on that. So people are saying that that's the person. She was a rapper as well. They're saying she's the one that dropped Zoo's location. That's unconfirmed, right? But that was basically going on. She was having, you know, a little bit of moment. And she passed away, man. So some people are saying that's the third person. Maybe that is who it is that they're referring to when they say that they got 17 more to go, okay? Now, people have basically been saying that the war with 051 and THF was actually nearly over, and Bayzoo's murder sparked it back up. Now, initially, people thought this might have had something to do with this younger generation of gangs. You know, there's the crew BTBG that Kill Bill's from, DMG that Lil Scoom's from, 6300, you know, a whole bunch of other sets that, you know, they got beef with THF connected to Lil Zay Osama. But basically, they're saying the war was on its way to being dead until 051 killed Bayzoo. Even though Zoo was a top op, big score, I know they're regretting it right about now. They're saying they killed someone who had bodies on their hood. I don't think they regret it. They just know what comes with this stuff. They're not going to be zero regrets. That's what people are saying. They're saying they're definitely not regretting it. What the F you on? He said, you watched that Kiddo interview, they got the same hate for their ass. They always had, what Kiddo say, 300K, 600K, he want all the smoke. So Kill Bill was getting clout with Bayzoo, and him and his crowd ain't even do it. Now, we don't know that for sure, but I have seen a lot of people saying that Kill Bill was basically, somebody decided to put Kill Bill's name in the mix. And there's people on Reddit that think that was some kind of marketing. Now, I looked into it at the time. It was a big narrative that was being pushed on Reddit. We explored it on this channel. But yeah, look, we still don't know exactly who was responsible for Bayzoo, and I think the answer might still end up surprising some people. But now the way the discourse has gone, it looks pretty clear that it was 051 Young Money that were responsible. So there's more lyrics that are being passed around. They're saying play with Zoo, get sent upstairs. Damn, bro, wasn't lying. Already 2 down from Young Money since Zoo died. They're saying he's a man of his word. GBaby tougher to rap him. All right, GBaby definitely having motion right now. Okay, but this is important. It's saying he's making himself a big-ass target, and THF into it with way more than just 051. He really needs to be careful, all right? And a lot of people are saying what people in THF are doing for Bayzoo, sliding back-to-back, is what people thought they would do for Bloodhound Lil Jeff, but there wasn't necessarily the people that are responsible for Jeff's not being alive anymore. As far as I'm aware, they're still alive. Okay, it says, I mean, Bloodhound is a small clique who only really locked in with another small clique, Shorty Mob. THF has 2 different hoods and are allied with big sets. They're saying people don't realize Bloodhound is just a clique inside a hood, Drill City. All right, people are saying this ain't got nothing to do with Bloodhound. Some people are saying Zoo would be looking down happy at what THF are achieving in his name. This is crazy. This is a clip.
I don't see no purpose in the county. Even sound like this. Wow.
So they're saying you can't convince me Drilla not nervous as hell. Okay, they're saying people saying he's looking up. All right, listen, they say a lot of things. You know, basically, like 051 Drilla definitely is a big target. People saying THF won't stop until they get him. It says, will THF stop targeting 051 after they get Drilla? Is that where it ends? People saying I know. Saying I don't think Drill Wick will be coming back outside. They're saying he out of Chicago. Saying this is a cycle. THF won't stop targeting 051 because Young Money are going to hit back. Once they do, they'll most likely catch another one, and the cycle repeats itself. THF will hit back and constant retaliation from both sides. And some older members will move out of town, and the younger generation from both sides will continue the killings, and the cycle will repeat itself every time. Now, I'm not condoning this, but people on Reddit, they're basically saying that people are watching the 051 THF war like it's championship games, okay? People saying it's sick. I think the culture is a little bit sick, okay? The Chicago drill culture is a little bit messed up. They're saying it's effed up, but them Chirac boys need to stay off the internet. The only city who want the world to know about their crimes. Everybody's posting about this, all right? This is not a video game. It's a senseless loss of life. That's fact. Some people are saying Rilla died during a robbery. Whether that was him being robbed or doing the robbering isn't confirmed. Apparently, that's courtesy of Trench's news, but we're not sure if that's true yet. It's saying, I don't like to see my community bleed like this, and MS sitting in the suburbs commentating. Can you imagine how strong we would be if we would unite? Now, we're not going to get into conspiracy theories, but it is sad to see the community just a war like this with no end in sight. And the last thing I'll leave you with, they're saying Traplaw Ross getting ready to make another video. Okay, 17 left. All right, so there you go. You got what you wanted. All right, they're saying I had 10 tabs open refreshing every THF dude's Instagram story. All right, they're saying if I'm reading this comment, blink twice in my video. I did it. All right, you got what you wanted. But look, okay, I appreciate everybody following me for the news on this. Yes, I am just looking at what's going on Reddit. This is the hive of information. I'm not in Chicago hiding in somebody's trash can digging for information. I'm really just delivering you guys what the discourse is currently on Reddit. If the storyline, if the narrative changes around this situation, I will keep you guys updated. I'm just trying to make sense of this situation as far as I can. But honestly, there's two different narratives going around right now, and it's hard to believe which one's true. Rest in peace to Rilla. I really hope the violence can stop, man. And anybody that's young that's going through these situations, man, I just hope that you can find another way out of these situations and get yourselves out of the streets. As we covered in the previous video about 051 Wu passing away, he was trying to change his life. He was trying to find himself a trade. He was doing good. He was giving back to his community. Some people say he might have had something to do with the Bayzoo hit and he was 1 foot in, 1 foot out. But that 1 foot of his that was out should still be a shining example. If you're a young person, you're going through it, you living in areas where you got stress, trauma from a violent past, okay, it's your opportunity to break the cycle, okay? Try and get out of that environment. Try and get out the city. Just try and do something different. Make some content. Make some music. Find a trade. Become a plumber. I'm hearing people running up M's with plumbing companies, all right? So you can do better. You can stay alive. You can live a long, fulfilling life of happiness and just avoid these streets, man. That's the only advice that I can give you guys. I don't condone the violence. Rest in peace to Bayzoo. Rest in peace to Wu. Okay, rest in peace to Rilla. I hope the violence can stop, but that is the latest update. I'll keep you guys informed if anything else happens. Thank you for watching this update, and I'm out of here, guys. Peace.